Warning, we are about to spoil the entirety of Invader Zim Enter the Florpus. If you haven't seen the movie and plan on watching it, leave now and come back later. But if you have seen the movie or just don't care, then please, stick around. I am the biggest fan of Invader Zim!
I am too!
Not scientifically possible!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cinema Roulette. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
We're at the end.
This is the end of Invader Zim, and dear Lord, what a finale. It's either way I'm satisfied. If this is the finale or if it's the start of something new, either way I'm all
Yeah, because there's still the idea of season 3 being thrown around, I think. But, due to current world events, that is hopefully still current world, unless we're all dead.
Yeah.
Sorry, you didn't get to hear this episode.
Yeah, honestly, it's just a really good episode.
Oh, wait, this episode's getting released sooner. We've been recording movies. I think we mentioned this here in the first one or second one, but we're at, episode 83 with movies.
Because in case you haven't noticed, we go movie, TV show, movie, TV show, movie, TV show. And we record movies, and then we record TV shows and kind of insert the TV shows in between the movies. But we just have so much more movies than TV shows.
We've been in the same room, and we've been wanting to get this wonderful, clear audio for all of you.
So good.
So, even though the strain messed up. Oops.
It messed up a lot of things, Justin. There were a lot of things messed up. My sanity, for one.
You still have sanity and live in America? You loser.
And any goodwill I had towards the strain is just gone.
Anyway, Invader Zim! Enter the Florpus.
Yummy.
I want to cut that out now so you say yummy without context.
Yes. Oh, good Lord, this was fucking amazing. Oh my God, where do I even begin? And I'm just kind of...
Honestly, if you haven't seen it, it's an hour.
Yeah.
It's like an hour, 11 minutes?
Yeah, so hour, 11 minutes. I'm just still kind of in a euphoria high. It's similar to euphoria high to when I first watched Promare. I'm just excited and my head is swimming and I'm just like, oh my God, that was
I don't know, that's a bit much. But when I first watched this, because I've been a big enough fan of Invader Zim, I say as my hand rolls down to my balls.
You should have seen it. It was great. It would have been great if it was a visual gag. Yes.
Anyway.
That's the noise your dick makes, sure.
Fine, here.
There you go. We have to be scientifically accurate.
Not scientifically possible. But, okay. I get annoyed with people who watch Disney remakes because I think they're a waste of money. This is off topic, but I'll work it back. Don't worry. And usually the reason is nostalgia is why they like it.
It's something that honestly is really disgusting to me because it's like they're literally just preying off people's nostalgia and using that to make money. That's all they're doing.
Anyway, this was a fucking heroin needle of nostalgia shoved into my neck, and I love this film. I may not be objectively judging this. I will say that now. But God, I love it so much.
I'm slightly more objectively what's the
inclined?
Word? Inclined? Sure, that works. No, it was still fucking amazing.
So good. Okay, where the hell do we start? I guess this one actually does get a synopsis because there is a flowing narrative through a movie.
Because it's kind of, a movie and not 20 separate episodes of a TV show.
I don't know. Quite didn't decide to have a plot.
Well, it did, but...
Okay, it didn't decide to have a good plot.
There you go.
Anyway, synopsis, I guess. It has been years since Invader Zim has been seen by Dim.
Sorry, I'm just thinking back to it. Go on.
We'll get to it, don't worry.
Go on. I'll let you speak. I'll just be in the corner just going...
It's been years since Dib has seen Zim, and he he has kind of gone insane and locked himself in his room, turning into a 4chan user. However, Zim finally shows back up. Dib is this disgusting chair person. And Zim admits that he had been hiding in a toilet for the past couple of years.
As Dib points out, like, the whole time. Yeah.
Yes. And then Zim says, I did this just so you'd be weakened, and now it's time for phase 2. There's a problem. Zim does not remember phase 2. And Dib goes back to trying to become his normal self. Zim tries to figure out phase 2, realizes he has no idea what it is, and also he wanted to impress the tallest. But the tallest are literally thousands upon thousands of light years away, as Zim realizes they do not give a shit about him.
Yep, they'll give a shit about him, and they're just going on a straight line nowhere near Earth.
Once Dib is back into shape, Zim is basically in a depression drunk coma, and just allows Dib to take him.
Yeah, they don't show it, but they heavily imply he was drunk.
He was drunk or just depressed. It's weird.
And in a nacho cocoon.
A nacho cocoon. However, at the same time, Dib's father is about to celebrate Peace Day, and he invented basically the iPhone as a bracelet. A bunch of kids are going to hold hands and celebrate and will send an energy wave of peace.
Just the world. Ooh. That was weird.
Did you just move wrong?
Yeah, like I just felt it, and I think I like pulled this muscle a little wrong.
Yeah, on your neck.
Yeah, and it's just like, nope, you're not supposed to bend that way. You're gonna stop right now. That did not feel good.
I specified the neck for the listening audience.
I may have pulled a little bit of muscle because I know last night I like did something to this muscle here, but now it's like
back of your neck. Now it's the side of your neck.
Yep,
the left side.
Now it's gonna be the front.
Just jump over the table and strangle you. But Zim finds out about this. He still acts like he is drunk. Spoilers. Mm-hmm. Dib wants to use the big world event to show off that Zim is a real alien and they'll finally prove everything. Are you okay? Do we need a moment?
Nope. I was just, it's weird because it felt like it was sticking out, so I was seeing if the other muscle stuck out, and it did.
Okay.
I'm high on life right now.
You're high on Zim?
Yes. What a great drug. I need to do this more often.
This can't be good for me, but I feel great. Okay. And Zim puts in a robot thing that will take over the stage show, and he's like, yeah, Dib, you'll get what you want. Dib does not get what he wants.
Yep.
Zim instead kidnaps their father, hides him in prison, and instead takes over the world by pretending he is the new Professor Membrane. Just Professor Zim.
He's just little Professor Zim.
And he upgrades the bracelets with some living organism and uses Mini Moose after all the kids connect their hands, uses Mini Moose to teleport the Earth into the path of the tallest ship. Mm-hmm. It's not that the ship is the tallest one. The tallest are the emperors of Zim's alien.
Because they're tall. They're taller.
They're the tallest, so they must be smartest.
Yes.
They're not.
It's like the joke in the original series. So you're saying they're small.
No, they're tall and stupid.
Yeah.
But, so, Zim technically succeeds at this point. And also, Dib and Gaz are held hostage by a clone of Professor Membrane, who is their father, named Clone Brain.
Looks just like them.
Just like him. No difference at all.
Nope.
And he constantly serves them pudding. Bad pudding, apparently.
This is the worst pudding I've ever had in my
life. Oh, Gaz is great. But also, it turns out teleporting the entire planet causes some timey-wimey bullshit, known as a Florpus, which will be a black hole that will suck in all the planets nearby and kill everyone.
Well, yeah, it'll kill them, but it'll make like all the timelines.
So Zim is just kind of waiting for the tallest to get there, and Dib and Gaz figure out that they can trick their clone of a father to help fix Tak's ship, and then fly off to get their real dad out of space prison.
Yep.
Their dad still, for some reason, does not believe that aliens are real, even though everything is proving otherwise. They break him out of prison, come back. There's a cool chase scene to get Mini Moose because if they reprogram it, they can save Earth. Mm-hmm. Okay. After fighting, Earth goes into the Florpus. They're all panicking as the father figures out how to use the moose. They figure out the moose.
Well, because he was fighting with Zim earlier, too.
Yeah, they
fight the robots, which was rad as hell.
But they eventually do get the moose. They enter the Florpus. A bunch of cool stuff happens that we'll talk about in a second. Mm-hmm. Luckily, they save Earth the last minute. They go back to normal. The tallest go into the Florpus because they like to travel in straight lines and did not want to turn around. A day passes. Dib's dad and the clone dad all live together now. Dib's dad is still proud of him even if he doesn't believe in the aliens.
After all of that, he thinks it was still just a crazy hallucination.
Zim says he won because he steals like a Christmas gnome
it
from Dib's front room.
It was a clown dog.
Oh yeah, clown dog thing. Zim calls the tallest. They are dead. And the movie ends.
Yeah. Holy shit, what a ride. Like, the animation got such a gigantic fucking upgrade, it's not even funny.
It is Trigger levels of animation. I mean, that is Studio Trigger.
Yes, it is beautiful. Like, and just thrilling. Like, it's so fast, it's so well animated, it's just so good.
This didn't hit the problem that we talked about in season 2 with the 30-minute episodes where it felt like they had too much time. Mm-hmm. They still filled it with enough jokes and pacing to keep it cool.
Yes. To keep it cool and keep it focused. And it's just really fucking good. Holy shit. Like, I don't even know where to begin with, like, the action scenes. Because that was so well done. It blew my fucking mind.
It's just so well paced. And the creativity allowed, especially since the main chase for Mini Moose... That is as the planets are being sucked into the Florpus, so the gravity is all messed up. They're jumping planet to planet from smaller ones to giant ones.
It's just so creative and so cool. It's so fun to see sci-fi that's actually, creative like that and just has these weird, crazy things for no reason that are just cool. Like the space whales, that was so cool and pretty.
Yeah, they had random space whales flying around that dive into a planet at one point.
It's just cool. I love like the creatures and the different plants and just the crazy sci-fi world that Jonan created there.
Yeah, honestly, it's such breakneck pace on the jokes and the design of everything.
Yeah.
Also, they bring back the colorization of season 1. So the skies are instead of being a normal blue or whatever, they're these deep reds and purples. It's gorgeous to look at.
So pretty.
There's something so comic booky and anime about this. Even the first opening minutes are done in a joking, like over the top anime style.
Yeah, like in the series, you could absolutely tell that Jonan Vasquez was heavily influenced by anime in a lot of moments. But here he just straight up pays homage to it in the opening.
Yeah,
and it's really beautiful. Like,
it honestly, I would pay so much money to see an Invader Zim episode done in that style.
Dude, if they make it a series, they have to have like an anime themed episode like that. That would be awesome.
It's like JoJo meets Studio Trigger for that.
It was so cool.
Or when they're in the Florpus, since reality is falling apart, they keep changing art styles and they go from like puppets to like metal covers to all
claymation and different stuff.
Claymation. They turn to robots at one point.
They're just dogs dressed up in costumes,
dressed as the characters. Yeah. I love moments like that because it's just the creative team going crazy.
Yeah. There's a similar moment in Gravity Falls where they were all going through the little world things that kept switching animation.
Yeah, the reality bubbles.
Yeah, and I do love how at one point in Gravity Falls they actually did show the actors actually like doing
as the characters screaming.
That was so cool. But yeah, just moments like that are just awesome.
That's something that, because you mentioned a few minutes ago that this is a very different type of sci-fi. It's something that I wish was explored more, where reality is just thrown out the window and you use sci-fi like fantasy.
Exactly.
And it can just be whatever, as long as you have enough jargon to explain it.
Exactly. That's the thing. And it's just, it's trippy. It's like really trippy at times, but that just makes it cool. Go all out. Be creative. Make these wonderful, crazy little and big worlds that are just,
Yeah, sure, the internet will nitpick you, but those people have no lives.
Yeah. Oh, you're bound to get nitpicked at some point in the time. It's the internet.
Yeah, we were watching a movie, we were like, oh, so there's just oxygen in space, and I had to look at you and just go, is that really the biggest inconvenience at the moment?
It's not. It was just kind of bucky me just slightly. Just slightly.
I mean, they've done it before where they talk in space.
I know. Well, actually, in space, Zim always, when there was no oxygen, he always had to put the helmet thing on.
Yeah.
Here, just everyone can breathe in space. Puppy can breathe in space. It's fine.
It's getting sucked into the vortex so you can breathe.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Or all I think of is in Jimmy Neutron. There's an episode where they're they're going to the moon, and it's Sheen and Carl in 2 side rockets, and Sheen asks, "How are they able to breathe in space without helmets?" And Jimmy starts to explain, but it hard cuts to Carl singing over all the explanation.
That's a hilarious moment. Well, you see,
I just wish sometimes movies wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, but you need that balance too of saying the tone where you don't need to question this. The Mystery Science Theater theme explains it best, where it's like, if you wonder how he eats and breathes, you should really no. If you're wondering how he eats and breathes and other science facts, you should remind yourself it's just a show. You should really just relax.
Yeah, exactly. So true.
It's only if it really hurts the story when it starts to become a problem.
Exactly.
In this one, it's like, okay, sure, there is a moose with mega abilities to teleport the world due to children having slime on their wrist.
Yeah. Mini Moose is the best.
Yeah. Mini Moose is adorable.
Oh my god. But yeah, just so well done. Like, it's such a rush too, just because of how fast paced and wild and crazy the action scenes are.
Yeah.
Just during the finale, I was just kind of standing there with my mouth agape, like, this is fucking amazing.
It captures what the show was so perfectly, which was a big work, because there's also the Rocko's Modern Life, but I haven't watched it yet. Mm-hmm. And that was the main worry, is that, okay, is this going to be A, cash grab, or B, are they actually going to capture what the show was?
And you could definitely tell that Joan Vasquez wanted to do this and was just firing on all cylinders.
It's 100% that feeling of, this may be the last thing I get to make.
Yes.
So I'm going all in.
Yeah, and dear Lord, it was fucking awesome. Just the design, the animation, and just how fast the action was just so amazing to me.
The jokes are top notch. The visual humor is hilarious. Mm-hmm. That's really hard to show over a podcast, but like Zim pointing at Dib, but since he's holding him with one hand, he raises his leg to also point at him.
Yeah, it's a great mix of slapstick and just hilarious lines. So
they even use cartoon sound effects effectively. When was the one? I think it's Dib, like, his eyes go wide so they squeak for some reason. It's a little touch that makes you chuckle.
Mm-hmm. Or when they're like, well, they were fixing the ship and the sound effects just kept getting more and more over the top, like his thumb and
yeah.
And then something that is also really cool is Professor Membrane gets way more screen time, and he is hilarious.
So well written. He has my favorite joke, which we copied in the opening. Just not scientifically possible.
Yeah, he gets way more screen time, and just Gaz too just gets a lot of screen time as well, and she's the best.
And Gaz actually gets a heartfelt moment with Dib, which is...
There's some really good heartfelt moments in this. Character moments, honestly.
And there's like the sort of cheesy moment of Dib's dad saying, "Son, I'm always proud of you." But it's done...
Even that was heartwarming. It was done so well.
Yeah, it was a nice over-the-top moment too.
Where they're like they're in the prison transport ship, but it just breaks apart and they're just spinning around in the atmosphere, and he lets him go. He's like, no, falls towards Earth. Such an anime moment, my god.
Yeah. I also love after the dad comes back to fight Zim's army of robots. Mm-hmm. After he's done fighting, he poses with a cup, and the tea falls
back into his hand. He just catches the cup and shoop, shoop. Oh Lord.
Jesus Christ.
It's well written, well animated. Just basically that's all I have to say about it. I'm trying to think of anything I can go into more detail about, but
just the animation did amaze me, especially when we saw the ship again, Because we talked about how in the original show, the CGI is still really good.
Yeah.
But the only difference here is there's more detail on the ship. It still looks just like the show, and I mean that in the best way possible.
Yeah, exactly. It still looks just as well mixed and just as well animated. So
also the jokes at people's own expense of stupidity, like the tallest. The only reason they die is because they don't want to not travel in a straight line.
They're just like, you worry too much. Don't be so negative.
And I'm sure there's a bunch of background jokes that nod to the show, but it goes by so fast, it's hard to see.
Like in Dib's garage, you'd probably have to go frame by frame to catch the little things. It's so much in one thing.
Yeah. Also, a bunch of stuff that they show at the beginning when Zim's trying to figure out Phase 2 comes back in the ending fight, and it's great.
Oh, yeah. Fucking hilarious.
Like, Gur has some living donkey and a wooden sword, and when he goes to get the moose back, he jumps on it and then just flops over, floats away.
Floats away. Him, the donkey, and the sword just go...
Gur, I hate you.
Yeah. At the end, when everything's going crazy, and Gur just goes... Well, I tried my best. Oh, it's just great. It's just, what a rush. Just what a rush. Holy hell.
If this was the way the series ended, I would not be disappointed.
No.
There is very little they could do to top this fight.
Yeah.
Except maybe actually getting someone killed. But that might be too far, even.
Yeah, even for Netflix, I mean, obviously, they're still trying to sell this to kids. But.
Yeah. Well, I think this was definitely still a nostalgia sell to the 20-somethings who grew up with the show.
Definitely. Like us.
But yeah, I think it wouldn't... Like, hurting the tallest is fine because they're not essential characters.
A lot of the time, it just goes by cartoon logic in the series. Like, these horrible things happen. Like, if someone explodes, but they're still fine. Or, like, something horrible happens, like Zim and Dib get turned into fucking baloney. But then the next episode, they're fine. It's Wile E. Coyote logic.
And that episode did happen because they addressed it in season 2.
They do.
Also, the beans thing I brought up, I didn't realize it was the pilot episode where that line was said.
We were trying to think of where it was, and we're like, is it in the movie? Because we didn't remember hearing it. It must have just been in the pilot, and we weren't paying attention.
Yeah. What's wrong? Scared of beans, space boy?
Beautiful.
Goodness.
Yeah, such an enjoyable flick, and just so well done.
The voice acting is fantastic. All the cast...
They brought back everybody, pretty much.
Yeah, and they fit right back into the roles.
Like it's not... I was worried about that, too. It's like maybe it was obvious, like someone aged or their voice got lower or something, but no, they all sound exactly the same. So
even the person who did Zim is having so much fun.
That must have just been the funnest fucking role. Even just through the series and the movie, it just must have been fun to just act arrogant and silly like that.
And just yell about
about you filthy human scum, just all the time.
You're lying! So I'm thinking more of the visual humor, like the opening when Dib and Zim finally meet again. It's raining, but you find out it's just Zim had a sprinkler going.
Yeah. It's supposed to be all dramatic and stuff, but it's just a sprinkler.
Or he makes a throne for when the tallest come, and it's supposed to shoot fire, but first it shoots out peanuts, and then it's raining flaming peanuts and hits him as he laughs.
Because Gur got the button switched up. He made the peanut button the fire button. And he's like, oh, no, try hitting the peanut button. He's like, and finally hits it, and it's fire at first, then it's just flaming peanuts.
And he keeps trying to laugh as the flaming peanuts hurt him.
He's like, ow,
peanut.
It's great.
There's just so much in this movie, and the speed is just top notch. It flies by. Mm-hmm. It flies by, but not too quickly.
No, you're not left wishing like, man, that was too short. I want more. No, it's like the perfect length.
Yeah, because I think keeping up that speed for a full 90 minutes might have been much.
That's fair. That's 100% fair.
Which actually, that's nice to think about, like, that they didn't try to push for 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. They went like, okay, this is a story. This is as long as it needs to be. We're done.
I do like it when that happens. Like, there isn't Because you can usually tell whenever that happens where there's something clearly added for padding or taken out because, you know, they wanted to fit it in a certain runtime.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice when people get the creative freedom to do that. So,
I'd be down for an art movie.
oh my God, yes.
There's a part of me that is worried that I won't be able to top it, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, shit. He probably had all those ideas brewing just for the years between season 2 and when he was allowed to make this.
Yeah.
So...
And it does leave the ending open enough to continue the series if they wish.
Absolutely.
But again, if it ends there, it's fine.
Oh yeah, what a send off, like, honestly. So
Oh, isn't it nice to watch a show with 2 seasons and
I know,
not hate
right?
it?
Man, and not just want to kill ourselves afterwards, just be devoid of any emotion. No, I'm thrilled. It's not going to have movies that meet or exceed our expectations.
You mean shows?
Both.
Yes.
Both. It's so nice. So is that all you got to say, buddy?
I think that's it on even though the first season was a bit hard to get through for us because there was so much content and it's such breakneck speed that it's almost painful to binge.
Like this is a perfect example of why that kind of speed would not work for that length of time. It's just exhausting.
Well, it works on a weekly basis, but sitting straight through it does not work. And then when it tries to slow down or be longer, it doesn't work as well because you're used to the pace. Which the fact this kept that pace is impressive.
I know.
But yeah, besides that, Invader Zim still holds up fucking fantastically.
Hell yeah. It's one of those shows that I watch, and, you know, I'm always worried that they won't hold up as well as I remember them because, you know, nostalgia and all that. But Invader Zim is just like Samurai Jack, in which I remember loving it as a kid, but upon rewatch, I love it even more.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that. I didn't watch Samurai Jack as a kid. I was dumb.
It's on the list.
It is. It's on the long wheel list, which we will be spinning next.
Yes, we will be. Is there anything else you need to say about it? Or?
I will also say this is a solid show to point to when I get really annoyed with some things that Cartoon Network puts out. I say Cartoon Network because everyone else has seemingly given up on making cartoons.
Yeah, like, what the hell is Nick even doing? Nothing.
Nothing. Well, they're making deals with Netflix at the moment, so they might be producing more stuff. We'll see.
We'll find out. And I mean, honestly, having Nick do more deals with Netflix wouldn't be the worst thing, because then the creators might have more freedom to do what they want.
Yeah.
So.
But what I was saying is, not all Cartoon Network shows. I love Adventure Time, regular show.
Oh, yeah, but those are over.
Amazing World, Gumball. All those are over.
Yeah.
Steven Universe. But I'm talking about the bad stuff like Teen Titans Go, Uncle Grandpa Kind of.
There are a couple of really funny episodes. Mostly it's just trippy and weird.
It's fine. It's a fine kid show. Clarence is okay. But this is where I like to point to when it's like, this isn't about story, isn't about being deep in any way. I mean, there are sometimes commentary, but...
And I mean, Adventure Time is known for having super deep moments.
Yeah, Adventure Time has deeper moments. Steven Universe does. But I'm talking about their crazy, wacky stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like their Thundercats reboot, where it's like, oh, you're just mad because it's a kid's show and it's comedy. No, I'm mad because there are shows that are just based around comedy being stupid.
Yeah.
That still treat the kids with respect and have fun with what they're doing instead.
Instead, it just feels very like, you know, churned out. Like, this is assembly line cartoons here, like Teen Titans Go.
I mean, Teen Titans Go literally has an episode they admitted they made in a day.
Yes. But it's like, it just, you can feel just there's no creativity. They're just getting it out, and it just looks cheap. Like, and it treats the audience like they're dumbasses, and that's the worst fucking part.
Even though kids will watch anything, that doesn't mean we should show them just anything. Treat them like they're fucking thinking.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, kids like it when you do that.
Well, it's not just that. Kids will remember your show. There's a reason people watched Enter the Florpus. It's because Invader Zim had such an impact on them.
There's a reason, that it's still relevant nowadays. That, like, you know, people still watch it and remember it and say, hey, that was great.
Yeah, there's a reason stuff like Fanboy and Chum Chum have gone to the back of people's memory. It's because it was just stupid, gross out.
I forgot that even existed.
I didn't, because it horrified me.
Well, fair.
Or whatever that puppet burger show was. Do you remember that? There was a Nickelodeon show where they had these really gross puppets that worked at a burger joint or something.
No, I don't remember that at all. I think that was past the point where I stopped watching.
That's fair.
Stuff. There's like a 6 or 7 year age gap between us, depending on our birthdays.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there were so many shows when Nick went downhill after Avatar ended. I want to say it was around.
There was Legend of Korra, obviously.
Legend of Korra came later though, and that was after I even stopped watching Nick. And I still do need to see that series.
But yeah, after Avatar, it just kind of
everyone stumbled around doing these terrible shows. It wasn't until like Adventure Time came back when we got good stuff like Adventure Time, Gravity Falls, regular show.
Oh yeah.
But it was just this terrible period where we didn't treat kids with any thought. It was just loud, annoying shit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, thankfully, we had that renaissance recently. Is Steven Universe the only one that's really still going?
No, that ended.
Oh yeah, that ended, didn't it?
Yeah, that had a final like victory lap season called Steven Universe Future.
Wow.
Yeah. So we don't. The only show that I really know of that's super good is Infinity Train. That's still going.
Yeah.
That show is heavy.
You told me don't binge it just because it's so heavy.
Yeah, it was clearly compact into one season. Like they couldn't even have filler episodes, so watch it one at a time.
Really? It's more.
It's like 8 episodes.
So it's more serialized than episodic.
Kind of. Well, I mean, it's literally on a straight train. How else are you supposed to?
But.
And apparently season 2 is even darker. So there's that. More darker and more existential.
Oh boy.
Maybe we'll talk about that sometime, depending on how long the show goes.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just we had this little renaissance, and sadly, slowly starting to die out a little bit.
I think it will bounce back.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to Invader Zim, this was shown. Even though yes, you can be like, oh, but you talked about how the jokes are a bunch of yelling. It's still timed and well paced. Like people knew how to write this.
It's still super entertaining is the thing. It has this kinetic energy that you kind of have to love about it. Like it doesn't have to be deep or meaningful. It's entertaining, wacky, and fun.
Yeah, the best way I can describe it is if you look back at the time when Astiff Movie was a big thing on YouTube, the difference between Astiff Movie and the ripoffs. Because Astiff Movie, even though it is just lol so random humor, there's still good timing with it.
There's good timing, and it's just so well paced.
Yeah. While the ripoffs, it's still lol so random humor, but there's something off about the timing. Like the person literally just thought about the joke as, okay, you hear the joke, you'll laugh. Easy.
Mm-hmm. But no, there's kind of an art to the there's a method to the madness here.
There's a rhythm to it.
Yeah. You're right. It's very much the timing and just knowing when to cut it off or to keep going.
Or if I want to stretch it even more, comparison no one has made before.
Okay, let me hear it.
Invader Zim's comedy is like Jackie Chan's fighting.
Huh.
There is a rhythm to Jackie Chan's fighting. You can't see it when you're actually watching it be done well, but without it, you notice it's missing.
Yes. Choreography. It's very important.
Yes.
So, and you will definitely notice it.
He actually does it like this has been talked about in interviews and retrospectives of him, where he has a beat to his fighting. That's why his 80s movies are so good, because he directed them as well.
Oh yeah, he did heavily direct his fight scenes, huh?
Oh, he had his own stunt team.
Oh wow.
Because a lot of people couldn't keep up with his pace.
Nice. Yeah, there's just a certain art to it, and even if you don't know why it feels off, you will notice it subconsciously.
Yeah.
If you can't pinpoint it, it's there. You'll notice.
And there's a weird, long monologue about why Invader Zim is fucking great.
I'm fine with that. So, because before that, we were only at like 28 minutes. So, and that's with the extra few minutes at the beginning. But
I'd like to note we've probably talked deeper about Invader Zim than we did about Jacob's Ladder, which will piss some people off.
Well,
Or about a bunch of J-horror.
Yeah. Sorry. Jacob's Ladder.
I need to bleep you. Because we won't be doing it in the mouth.
I always forget it.
Yeah, it's hard to remember. Jacob's Ladder should be done by now, because that's after season 1.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
It'll be done by now. Sorry. There's going to be so many bleeps in these past few episodes.
Yeah.
If you're wondering what the random bleeps are, they're spoilers, ladies. Just a heads up. They're spoilers from me.
They're spoilers for movies that we are doing later.
Yes.
Much later, like episode 80.
and silly old me, because we recorded them before this episode, always forgets. It's like, damn it, that's a spoiler.
But yes, that is a send off to
Yes.
Invader. A little love letter to Invader Zim.
Invader Zim, we salute you.
Dude, what if we could interview Jonan Vasquez?
Dude,
I don't know
yes.
how I would talk to him because I think he would be an ass. Like not
Probably like.
like not that he is actually a jerk, but
Yeah.
he would he might play up that he's a jerk.
Yeah. Well, it's just hilarious because you can tell, like, especially with Zim, he just hates people.
Does. Or it would hit the paradox of Harrison Ford where you can't tell anymore
Yeah.
if he hates everyone or not.
I fucking love that about Harrison Ford. He plays it up to a degree. Like, you can tell he jokingly
But
plays up.
how far is that degree?
Exactly. Like, you can tell he's playing up, like, the grumpy old man shtick. Like, I'm done with this shit. But it's like, he does it so well that you can never tell if he's genuinely angry or just playing it up. Oh, I love him. What a man. What a man.
The myth, the legend,
The Ford.
the Ford. Okay. So is that it? Are we?
I think that's it, man.
That's it for Invader Zim. Okay. Hold on.
I should probably do the same.
Deer Park water. It's great warm.
Hell yeah. It's the only water I drink. It's spring water. Fuck purified water.
Honestly. Okay. So we are on the long series wheel, the long TV series. So this will be like Hannibal or like we did with The Strain.
You said that's...
We will cover one season of it, do a short series, and then come back to it.
Yes.
We have taken The Strain off. It will be replaced with Nikita but is currently not on there. So that way we can be fair to the other options.
Yes, since we took, as we mentioned before, we took the Strain off and Nikita's there, but we're omitting it this spin just because we'd feel bad if we land on it's kind of cheap.
Should I mention what is on there just
Yes.
as a recap?
Yes.
Because it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Okay, we have Breaking Bad, which I've only seen season 1 of. The Good Place, which I've seen 2 seasons of, but Cameron knows nothing about, so that will be fun. Gotham, Cameron has seen all of it.
Yep.
I've seen none of it. Lethal Weapon, I've seen the first season. Cameron's seen 2 of them, and neither of us have seen the third. Star vs. the Forces of Evil, I've watched most of season 1. Cameron has seen nothing. Ash vs. Evil Dead, we have sat through most of, except like the last 3 episodes of season 3.
It was literally, we were 3 episodes, yeah.
Yep, and we never finished it. Mr. Robot, you've seen all of it?
First 2 seasons.
Yet you own all of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I was watching, I think I finished season 2, but I was like, I should wait because I knew it was on the wheel. I'm like, I should just wait.
I have seen the opening of episode 1. That's all I've seen of Mr. Robot, and I am psyched.
Oh, it's a great show.
Twin Peaks, I've seen 2 episodes of. You've seen the first 2 seasons.
Yeah,
but you have not seen
the latest
the new
revival season.
Preacher, I've seen all of season 1, the first episode of season 2. You know nothing.
Well, I know about it, but
Yes.
I haven't watched it.
Fringe, neither of us have seen, but it sounded interesting. Hopefully it's not The Strain.
Apparently the first season is the worst of Fringe, but the rest is significantly better, apparently.
I'd rather have that than the first season be the only good part.
That's also true.
And Samurai Jack, which you've seen all of?
Yes.
Or at least most of.
Most of.
I've seen bits and pieces.
Yeah. I've sat through most of the original series. I know I've sat through the first and second seasons. Like, I rewatched that, but I don't remember much of the other 2. I just remember little episodes here and there, and of course I watched all of season 5, which was fucking phenomenal.
Nice. And that should be it. Besides Nikita, which will be added whenever we spin this next time.
Yep.
Depending on how many
that is the long
seasons.
series wheel. Give me a second here.
What? We need to do this? What were you knocking for?
That's a very good question.
Okay. So, it is time to... Oh, I need to move my...
Okay.
Spin!
What we get?
We are going to sit... Next, we are going to sit through Star versus the Forces of Evil. It was an inch away from Ash versus Evil Dead.
Ooh, all right. Star vs. the Force of Evil, ladies and gentlemen.
I will admit, I mostly wanted Mr. Robot. But I've also been very excited to sit through Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Because you've said it's hilarious.
It apparently gets Gravity levels of like emotional,
Damn.
and it's 4 seasons.
Gravity Falls levels.
It's Gravity Falls levels of funny.
Ooh.
So, this is a show that recently ended.
4 seasons, right?
Yes, 4 seasons. It is on Hulu if you care to sit through it. Mm-hmm. Or you can find it on other places, probably Disney Plus, and other places that I cannot legally promote.
All right.
So that will be next time with whatever movie is next. I think we did Jacob. I think next is Quiden, actually.
Let me look it up. I have the list right here.
No,
Roulette.
we did Quiden. Next would be...
I got it. Hold on.
What do we do after Quiden?
After Quiden is going to be Invader Zim, Florpus, and then Five Fingers of Death.
Five Fingers of Death is next.
Yes.
That is a fun one. I highly suggest you listen to that one. Unlike the rest of our episodes, obviously.
Listen to that one?
Listen.
Oh, to our thing.
Episode.
Okay.
Or you can watch the movie too. It's
That's
on
what I'm
Prime.
saying. I didn't know if you were talking about the movie or the episode. I didn't know if it was a slip of the tongue or not.
No, I was talking about our episode. Just listen to
just
us
listen to
talk.
us.
Don't actually watch movies anymore. Listen to us.
Except when we tell you to watch it beforehand.
Yeah, which is any dealer's bad.
Yes.
So, yeah, I feel bad. I don't want to leave Invader Zim. It was such a good time.
I know, right?
This is going to run to a Hannibal problem, though, where we are meeting back-to-back tones. Because Star vs. Force of the Evil at the start is a lot to take in.
All right.
I am very high in caffeine right now.
Yes, that's the best.
Should I just end the episode with a bunch of Gurr moments?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
So, bye.
No, you don't even get a...